What is going on, people? We are back on the other server, as I like to call it, and we're also on Leisha's account. So once again, thank you to her for letting us on the account. And we're gonna be checking out the new bargain store. That's right. You guys have been asking for a bargain store for quite a while, and I thought that maybe it wasn't really gonna be coming back, but thank goodness that I was wrong, because here it is, the bargain store. And the one thing that's a little different this go around is that it's actually much longer than before. Now before, it would usually be 3 days, which is why when people saw that there was a mystery event coming, but it was 5 days, a lot of people were like, well, it's not the bargain store, because the bargain store has never been 5 days. But alas, here it is, bargain store, 5 days. Now this can be good and bad. I mean, depending on where you're at, right? Because for 5 days, it means that you're going to be losing quite a bit of gems. But on the flip side, it means that you're going to be gaining a little bit of a nice amount of items. So let's go ahead and see what's actually available this go around. Now, the legendary shapeshifter chest, it is going to be available once again. I've always told people, unless you really, you can be one of two people getting these chests, right? You're either actually working on your 11Ks, and any sort of metals might actually be good for you, or you're one of these people that just wants to unlock it and leave it at gray. And even that, your chances are going to be pretty slim. So unless you're one of these two specific people, I would honestly tell you to just don't touch the shapeshifter chest. And not only that, like, it's expensive, man. It's almost 30,000 gems a day for what? Like, you might just get food, you know what I mean? So it's I don't know if it's worth it, to be fair. So yeah. Then of course you have one astrolite, which you can only buy one. I find that kind of strange, because it's like one astrolite. I mean, I get the astrolite is nice and all that, but one? That's kind of meh. That could have been improved, honestly. That really could have been improved. I think you should have been able to get like at least 3 a day, you know, but it is what it is. I still will recommend you getting it if you're ever going to be working on astrolites, so at least there's that. Chest of packs. Now this is very specific, right? This is for the people that's still working on your bunny, that's still working on these packs, because this is where the real value of these chests will come from. Of course, you can get like chaos cores, which might be really good, but are you really going to be getting this just for the chaos cores? If that's the case, you can always just buy the chaos cores yourself. So why gamble pretty much the same amount of gems that you would use for a chaos core? So if you are looking for these packs, then for sure get this. This is very good value if that's the case. If not, completely skip it. Then when you have Ember Chest, again, if you're working on trying to get some items mythic, this is going to be a must-have. And you can get this 4 times, and you can get 3 chests each time. So if you do the math, that means that you're going to be able to get 12 a day, which is not bad. I mean, it's something. 12 a day times 5, that's basically giving you what, like 60 almost? So hey, that's not too bad. Okay, now we get to the really good part, right? Because now you get to the ultra rares, and this is where a lot of people may need something completely different. So this go around, we have mutated brain if you're working on things like the skull crusher, your scrolls, etc., which is very, very good. Of course, you have probably the most important one here, which is the glowing halo. My alt is absolutely loving this, because my alt needs the halos. It also needs Queen Venom, because it's working on the helmet and the cup. So very, very important ones here. Now it's going to be 5 every day, 5 blue ones I should say every day, to what eventually will become 1.5 gold. If you get it every single day, these ultra rares. The last one of course is the ancient blueprint if you're working on, for instance, your firewall plate. So if you get each one the max amount of times, you should be able to get 1.5 gold, so 1 gold, 2 purples. You may not need some, so those you can just completely skip altogether. So, I mean, the glowing halo, I would suggest everybody gets it, period, unless you have, like, 6 cups or something, but halos are always good. The rest, I would say, you know, it depends if you're really working on something. So there's that. And then you also have some jewels. So we have the Terror Jewel and the Trojan Jewel. So you have the infantry equivalent in jewels this go around, which is nice. I will say though, the infantry and the range jewels, at least for me personally, were always the easier ones. The ones I always had an issue with was the Cav jewels, especially Gargantua. But Saber was also not the easiest, so I would have preferred those. But you know, it is what it is. Next thing is going to be the Wolfpack Sigil. Now, interestingly enough, the Wolfpack Sigils, you can get 10 every day. So that means that you can get 50 total. That's not bad. Especially if you're still working on your sigils. That is not bad. I would highly recommend you get it, especially if you're a filler, because fillers and the Wolfpack Sigils is a very important part. So for sure get that. The last thing here is the Star Scrolls times 10. Well, I guess technically it's not the last thing, but the last thing is actually the experience elixirs for familiars. But you know, that's for people that are still working on getting your familiars to level 60, if you're still working on that. But yeah, the Star Scrolls times 10, you can get this twice. So that means, if I'm doing the math correctly, it means that you can walk out with 100 Star Scrolls, which is really good actually, especially for the price. So that's a really good get. And then of course the experience elixir, like I said, it's if you're still working on getting your familiars up to level 50 or 60 or whatever it may be, that can be decent value, but I think it's actually a little on the expensive side for what it is. So I would say generally skip it, especially if you're kind of tight on gems or you have a lot of other things that you need to buy. So yeah, this is going to be the bargain store, a 5-day bargain store. So technically, this is kind of like getting 2 bargain stores in one. I mean, minus a day, but you get what I'm saying. This is kind of like IGG's way of saying, all right, we didn't give you a bargain store for a while. Let me make it up to you. So this is gonna be really interesting, because hopefully, and I mean, this may not be for everybody, right? Because not everybody is just running around with a bunch of gems to use on bargain stores every time. But when bargain stores do come out in the future, I really do hope that it's going to be this 5-day variant, because this is just really good. It's like freaking really good value. The only thing that's really missing from the bargain store to make it like complete chef's kiss perfect is carpets. But you know, I mean, you can't get everything, right? I'm just glad that it's back. I'm glad that it's not retired like the resource monsters, if you remember those. Some of you may not even know what the hell we're talking about when we say resource monsters. That's how long it's been. But yeah, appreciate you guys for coming through. Hopefully you guys have some gems stored up for this bargain store, because if not, yikes, you might want to get some gems. But yeah, again, thank you, Alicia, for letting us on the account, and thank you guys for coming through, and until later.